Hi, everyone.
Howdy.
I'm Major Random, and my eyes don't get as big as yours. Why do I have to have such small eyes?
You know what? Who gives a shit? I'm Colonel Crazy, and
This is Random Thought, where we
Random
talk about
thoughts.
random shit that we find interesting.
we find interesting,
Yes.
but you probably won't.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe some of it you do.
You know, I've been thinking. I just finished my degree, and I've been looking at all the weird ass degrees people get, like so many psychology degrees, so many.
Yeah, a lot of soft degrees.
We were kind of joking around, saying like, what if they made weird college classes and weird degrees that people could do?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool, and I'd like to see that.
Yeah, you know when you were telling me about. So try to lean forward. When you were telling me about your girlfriend's doing is
Pole dancing.
yeah, and that would
They
be
should offer that in school, but you know where that's gonna go. It's not right.
you're objectifying women.
But what if they want to dance on a pole and take their clothes off?
What if you have a guy who wants to as well?
Yeah, they don't care about that.
No, it's still objectifying women.
Are you generalizing feminists? Are you generalizing feminists as kind of closed?
Hey.
Do they? It sounds like you're saying they kind of do special pleading.
I'm generalizing. Well, if you're saying I'm generalizing a lot of hardcore feminists.
Yeah, I've always thought, with generalization, you have to first show me the data to generalize a group of people.
You should get a class on generalization as well, like why people generalize.
Pretty sure they'll just have a class.
It'll be
normally
sociology.
In colleges that would just say generalization is bad. Don't do that at all. You shouldn't do that about anybody. I'm like, well, then how do we understand things? How do we make predictions about populations of people?
College is fun to talk about because there's some fucked up shit in college, like the fact that they seem to be programming a lot of women to assume that every man around her is going to try to rape her, drug her, or do whatever to her.
Yeah, or about, not generalizing any other group of people. I don't see any.
They get uber PC.
Uber PC, I mean, about generalization, even if you're generalizing a group of people,
yeah,
you should never ever, a person you meet of that group, you should never expect they're going to be what that group generally does due to the data that you've researched. You shouldn't ever, because, this group of people does this thing so and so often, you shouldn't assume because you meet a member of that group that they're going to do that. That's wrong.
That's what we call, ladies and gentlemen, stereotypes. I'm not talking about Sony or Toshiba or whatever the fuck you...
Stereotypes, yeah. Stereotyping, I'm against. That's not right. There's no justification for that. Understanding what generally populations will do, it's like if you sell a TV for $100, generally people are going to rush in and get one.
Of course.
It's all flat screen. Now, there's going to be some people that are not going to do that.
Because they
and you shouldn't, if you meet a person, you shouldn't assume, oh, did you go and buy the $100 TV? Like, no, you shouldn't do that. That's a bit stupid.
I just like the people. I always run this running. Speaking of generalizations, and I know this random thought's going to be going. We decided to go with college, and there's a lot of fun stuff to talk about in generalizations.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my favorite.
PC.
Everything's PC, man. If she accuses you of rape, you're gonna be so. I'm like, you don't even fucking let the guy prove it. I'm sorry, I got a rant, but I've heard there's a lot of guys. I took a sociology class, and that is very special because I forget what I was thinking. I was thinking some sort of study of human behavior. I gotta look at what I'll post what it is in the post editing. But they're like, generally the rapists are men. I'm like, but there are a lot of women who also will rape and manipulate and utilize the system. And
yeah, it's a big issue. And I don't know, did you hear about the recent news how in colleges, I don't know if they're implementing it at every college or they're trying to pass a law or it's college campus policy, though. They're trying to say if a woman doesn't say yes officially, it's rape.
That's not rape.
Or if someone you're not... But it's like, what if she's just saying, come on, baby, and she's spread eagle on the bed?
What
I'm
if
like, I'm sorry, I don't that's
that
just stupid to me.
people forget that we have this other on Spoiler called body language that we do. I mean,
Yeah, we have its language. It's a form of communication with your body. It's like, come on, big boy. It's like, okay, what am I supposed to mean? She wants me to go and play. Yeah, that means let's fuck. That's a common understanding.
or this, she grabs you by the shirt and
Or she just grabs my dick.
that,
full
that
on,
that's pretty much
But
a
she
yes.
didn't say yes yet. So it's like you go to college and you're like, well, she grabbed my dick and just started pulling on it and then directed it into her, vagina, but she didn't say yes. I guess now I'm a rapist. That's really stupid.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't see any reasonable person can't see that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it says colleges are special. I mean, at least we're not in Colorado or other parts of California. They're uber like PC to the point. I mean,
For like women, how so?
no. I'm talking about PC stuff, and you also have, at least we don't have preachy people on. Well, I mean, I have to deal with the crazy Christian to try to sell Bibles to me. At least we don't have PETA popping up in some schools in this nation.
Well, I think I noticed a lot of the people that did a lot of PC work, especially in like the extreme feminist side. There are usually a lot of guys, I think, trying to get with the women.
Yeah.
Of those groups, they're just trying to suck up. I'm like, no, dude. Number one, you're
They're not
being
gonna like
a
you.
sellout. No one likes a sellout.
Yeah.
No one likes a snitch either.
And by the way, I
Certainly, those women, you're not their game. They don't give a shit, dude.
I personally,
They're not gonna fuck you.
yeah, I personally, I'm. By the way, I'm not a feminist. I'm what you call an egalitarian. I believe that if you want to be my equal, you better prove it. And if you've proven it, then you have my utter respect. If you can prove it by either having a better education, or the same education, working just as hard, fine. I will acknowledge you.
Yeah, I believe in equal opportunity, and equal respect, and equal opportunity.
By the way, people keep using, that's another generation. They use the word respect. Respect is earned. What I give people is what we call courtesy. It's called being, I give you initial, say, okay, I'm gonna see how you are, and if you impress me and prove, I'm like, yes, you to respect, because respect is earned. It's built up, just like trust. It's like a form of trust.
Yeah, I mean, I judge people based on merit. That's what I strive to do.
The world should be a merit. Most of the business world is supposed to be a meritocracy, ruled by people who've proven their skill time and time again.
And that's the American dream. I mean, I can't. They had an interview as Ronda Rousey,
Yeah.
the fighter,
Oh yeah.
UFC fighter, and in this interview, this woman's like, "Oh, aren't you mad that that Mayweather guy got paid more money?" And she's like, "Well, he fights far more often." She literally stepped into the conversation, interrupted, said, "Hey, I have a lot to go, and I make loads of money. Maybe not." I make, she makes well over $1 million. She's been in movies. She's had many endorsements. Yeah. She's like, I don't have anything to be ungrateful for, because I'm not, he's making maybe 20 million. I'm making 10. Who gives a shit?
Well, yeah.
I'm worth 10 million. He's worth 20 million. And then she's like, he also fights more than I do.
This is what I like.
I respected that. She was saying, I didn't earn my dues. I did not put in the work as he's done.
Yes.
But she didn't really care. I mean, you're fighting over 10 million versus 20 million.
It's still over $1 million.
It's I know, but it's so she kind of pointed out it's kind of ridiculous.
I mean, with the right investment, she can make 20 million.
Sure, but she's comfortable. She doesn't. The more money you have, the more it doesn't even matter. She didn't give a shit that she was making less money.
Yeah, and see, the funny part is,
if it was male millionaires fighting over like who makes more money, like Donald Trump and fucking Bill Gates,
and Warren
Buffett, would laugh at that. No one would listen to those people. They'd find that's stupid.
See, and here's what a lot of people forget is what determines your worth in professional sports is how big of an audience can you draw. That is why, and you're not gonna like this, any of you crazy hardcore, why the Sparks, the LA Sparks don't make as much money as the LA Lakers. Why? Because they draw more. Now, if you can draw as much people, then you're going to get paid as
Oh
much.
yeah.
That-
And that's a great point you make. Well, it's like I'll tell you where in different industries women have an edge.
Yeah.
Pornography
Well, yeah. I mean, women.
and for showgirls, more men go to those things to see women than women go to see men.
And this is not
So
saying that you should. I'm not saying you should do porn. This is just
No,
saying.
I'm not saying that either.
But people have certain people have certain advantages in certain
Yeah.
fields. I mean, that's why.
Okay, a hair salon. More women are desired. More women are customers of hair salons.
The only
More
time
women prefer to be treated by women.
or feminine men.
Sure, but I mean, in general, more women work in a hair salon.
Or nail salon, or and people say, oh, you're just being like, but dude, these women, a lot of these women are work. None of the women who run the people who run the nail salon, who's running the nail salon and the salon, women. These are entrepreneurs. They're doing kind of small business, but hey, it's business. They're their own boss. That's enough to be respected. Say, hey, look, I'm calling my shots, and that's
Yes.
enough. I mean, I don't even run my own business. I mean, yes, I'm making this, but technically, think about it, I'm working for YouTube and Google if I get any payment from them, and then that's not even near what I normally make, and I'm usually making that my main money from my day job. And you know what? I envy anybody who can run their own business. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really difficult to do, and more power to you. And you just can learn from people.
Everyone knows
I think this country's getting a little too envious. They're too embedded in television.
yeah.
They're a little too envious. I mean, I think in this culture, and I'm generalizing Americans in this way. Americans
no, you're
generally-
generalizing again.
Americans have, in general, I believe, and I believe it's done through research, tend to, we have a culture of envy. It's more like get mad at the guy who has more instead of being maybe grateful for what you've accomplished, or maybe learning how to get to that level.
I think that
It's more like, oh, fuck him if he has anything more than me. I think that's been generally the mentality
if
delivered.
you're saying fuck to someone and you're not trying to strive to be as good as him, then you're obviously failed.
Or not giving a crap, maybe. A lot of things what people care is like, why do you care?
Like, why do you care who wins the Super Bowl? I know a lot of people are going to get mad, and that's sacrosanct. And I'm speaking blasphemy, but I don't give a shit who wins the Super Bowl.
No, you don't. I respect people who care. Things matter to them and shit.
But you know what you should care about is how well you're doing. Maybe doing better. And that's a good generalization. Look for something better.
Or look what you have. Everyone's got so many accomplishments. They just kind of brush off because they're constantly comparing to what they don't have.
Maybe you have something and you're better than you think you are. There are many people who are very good
Potential is
and
there.
don't realize what they are doing. And maybe you're like I know this is maybe you're a plumber and you can get shit done like that and do certain orders, and yet you're working for someone else. Why the fuck are you working for someone else? If you're that good, you
Do
should
it yourself.
run your own freaking business, make the money, and say, hey, I'm gonna hire people to be my assistants, make money, and no overhead.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's been a general wave in this culture that get mad at people who have more. I don't know, maybe.
Also, get mad at people who have the potential to have more.
Right.
That's the crabs in a bucket that happened I hate to say happens a lot of places. I've heard this from a lot of people of every ethnicity, who maybe they live in not such a good neighborhood or not such a good region. Maybe they live backwoods, and they're like, "Why do you want to go do this?" I've heard people whose moms say, "You should work here." It's like, "But mom, if I work here, I have a better chance of getting better in my industry."
And yeah, that brings me to it. That's a great point you raise, because that brings to the point that a lot of people should go above and beyond their cultures and their general populations.
They should leave their clan every once in a while.
I think you should totally. I'm a person. I come from a point of view that you should come into this world not knowing what you're going to do, not having it set out for you. You need to find it. Too many people enter this world and
Want their mini life.
But something is set for them by their parents. I believe, I'm giving a piece of advice that you should get over that. I know I did in my life. Every parent, a lot of parents, especially older ones from the baby boomer generation, they kind of come from a culture where you laid out everything for people. We need to move above that as the newer generation.
I will give a favorite advice that I've heard. I'm going to credit the man who said it. His name is Tom Likas. He runs a internet show, and he said, if let's say you're in the middle of life, let's say you just finished college, or you're about to go into college, he talks about what he calls the legal pad weekend. You take a yellow legal pad, drive out to a place where you're alone, turn off your phone, turn off every internet device, check into a hotel, and sit there, maybe eat dinner, and write about a 2,000 word essay about who is me, who am I, and then just say what you bring. List out your greatest achievements, your skills, maybe things that you want to improve on, maybe even go what I like. I mean, things that you like. Maybe you.
What do you want to do? Maybe you're not happy in what you're doing. Maybe you realize what you've been told to do is wrong.
Of course.
That's a good piece of advice. Tom did give that.
He said,
I was hearing that with you, I think, that day.
Yeah, he says always. Yeah. By the way, if you like him, you can check him out. And this is a free plug for him. Check him out at blowmeuptom.com. That's blowmeuptom.com if you would want to check him out.
We can always blow you up more here.
Yeah, let him know that Dan from Somar sent you. He'll know.
I like it. Yeah, and that's a really good piece of advice he gave. He's come to a lot of. If you listen to the guy, he's definitely, he comes off goofy, but man, he thinks more than he appears to.
Right.
Like he said something like a man has a right to choose.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
it's an interesting. I've always found that interesting how he approached it.
A man has the right to choose his own destiny, so don't let destiny choose for you.
A man has a right to choose if he wants to be a father or not.
That's why you got to wrap your dick.
Yeah, because society certainly doesn't. Tom Likas points out that, as men, you got to think because society certainly has no legislation to hold your back.
As they say, the more and more you thought the law protects you, sometimes the law just doesn't help you out at all.
No, and he makes a great point to his audience that the law is not there for men generally in this country today.
In terms of divorce.
Yeah, it's
or
really
you could have a crazy bitch. Like when I say crazy bitch, if you ever see the music of the song, what's the name of that song I like? It's called "Criminal" by Framing Hanley. The whole video, this is at the very end. This guy had gotten in a fight with this girl. Didn't lay hands. Crazy woman starts beating herself up and calls the cops. Screams, and then when she comes out all bloody and points to him, said, "Look, he beat the crap out of me. I'm scared." So remember, watch out, because crazy is everywhere.
Yeah, you definitely have to choose your women wisely.
We say that we mean also choose your friends wisely, because there are some crazy friends.
Choose your friends. Choose your lovers, and your friends and your employers really wisely, because it's a really weird, crazy world.
Because your friends and your people you're with will define you and also tell you about yourself.
No one's got your back but yourself.
I think that's it for now. So. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
Please, or don't. Either way, it's cool if you just want to watch and go on with your life.
Share us,
if you like,
especially. Share us. Share us because you want to, because we are two weird guys, and people who like to watch two weird guys talk about random shit.
And if you guys like him, we might have a wrestling match, him and I soon.
Well, you do look like you could be a
Captain Insano.
Well, I'm the major.
You're like fucking the.
I'm the major,
you're the Iron Sheik.
I could be the German major. Oh yeah, I feel so good, yeah.
Like Mankind.
Oh, that'd be kind of weird. So,
he's a good wrestler.
I Major Random.
Oh, crazy.
And that's a wrap.
Wrap, bitch.